Imagine you want to be a superstar baseball player like Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa, but you're still in the minor leagues. So your teammate shows you a drug, a PED, and says, this could make you the best baseball player of your time, but is also proven to be dangerous to your body. What do you do? Well, I'm Ethan, and today I'll be talking about performance-enhancing drugs, or PEDs, in baseball. Some examples of PEDs are anabolic steroids, human growth hormone or HGH, testosterone, and amphetamines. Those all either improve muscle mass, strength, and or recovery. But note, these drugs are also used for medical use. Players use these drugs to try to get an edge over their opponents, which is illegal and breaking the rules of the Major League Baseball. According to the YouTube channel SciShow, the combination of anabolic androgenic steroids and exercise can increase a human strength by 38% or more. Steroids can be taken in pill form or by injection, and where they travel to the nucleus of the cell, where they stimulate muscle growth. The steroid era lasted from 1991 to 2003, where that was the height of the PED use in the MLB. In 1998, Mark McGwire of the St. Louis Cardinals and Sammy Sosa of the Chicago Cubs battled to break the record set by Roger Maris of the New York Yankees for most home runs hit in a single season. Both players were successful in breaking the record through PED usage. In 2003, because PEDs is unfair and harmful, the MLB began investigating the use of PEDs. Also, during that year, the MLB introduced testing in spring training camps. Also, the MLB announced that 5 to 7% of 1,438 drug tests were positive. And Barry Bonds was involved in a PED scandal with a company that sold PEDs. In 2007, the Mitchell Report detailed the wide use of performance enhancers in the MLB. In response, the MLB created they created an improved testing program and more severe punishments. In 2016, the MLB created the Joint Drug Prevention and Treatment Program to enforce an even newer revision of their testing programs. There are many examples of players testing positive and being suspended, like Rafael Palmeiro, Alex Rodriguez, and Henry Mejia, who is now banned for life. There are also players, such as Barry Bonds, who have been suspected and accused of juicing, but never tested positive. Juicing is another word for taking drugs. These players use PEDs to help perform at a top level. And PEDs are tempting to take because they can help players sign big contracts and play for more years. Although the views behind PEDs are changing. The views behind PEDs amongst players and fans are changing from winning at all costs to winning cleanly. These young players want to win their spots on the 40-man roster honestly and don't want to be outdone by a player who is juicing. According to omnixonline.org, the average number of home runs in the pre-steroid era was 3,443, while during the steroid era, it was 4,782, and in the post-steroid era, it was 4,549. Also, the number of players that hit over 40 home runs in a single season significantly increased during the steroid era. From 1.6 of players hit over 40 home runs in a single season to 10.2 during the steroid era, and then 6.1 in the post-steroid era. PEDs can affect a lot of different statistics. Testing occurs year-long, including in the off-season. Testing can occur in urine samples and drugs and blood samples. Urine samples can catch most banned substances, but HGH and EPO are only seen in blood. The punishments for testing positive are severe. Test positive a first time, and it's a 50-game. Test positive a first time, and it's an 80-game suspension. A second, and it's an additional 162 games, which equals a whole season. And test positive a third time, it's you're banned from the MLB for life. Now that the use of PEDs is generally under control, the MLB relies on educational programs at all levels. Shortly after a player signs a contract, they participate in the Ahead of the Count program, which is a general overview of the business of baseball. One of the major topics is PEDs and banned substances. Also, this year, the MLB is rolling out a new program at the IMG Academy where they will talk to top high school prospects about the risks associated with PEDs and banned substances. In addition to the in-person training, the minor leaguers have to go through a course, an online course, and the MLB is in the process of creating a similar course for the majors too. That's it for my presentation, and you learned about PEDs and how they travel through the MLB. What do you think you would do if someone offered you a PED? And I hope you learned as much about performance-enhancing drugs in baseball as I did. To learn more, type in this link or scan this QR code to see my blog. And special thanks to Lindsay Ingram and Nelson Figueroa for my interviews, and Daniel Weber for my site visit.